Good afternoon, everybody. This is Patrick at Patrick Damore Golf Instruction. Today we have on the operating table the young rising star. He's number 4 in the world as we speak, Jason Day. He just recently won out in California, and I'm going to predict that he's going to have 3 wins this year, and one's going to be a major if he stays healthy. And that's a big if. Obviously, these golfers are getting more and more injured every year for whatever reason. That's a whole other topic. But in any event, we're gonna dissect his swing up and down here, and I tell you what he does. He's got kind of an old school throwback golf swing, not a lot of lateral movement, which I don't like to see, and he's got a little bit of hang in his forward swing, which I don't like to see. But there's something he does extremely well, and allows him to really hit good golf shots all the time. I mean, this kid, tee to green, is very good. And I think is probably his only detriment, not that it's a detriment, is probably his short game. It's not as good as his long game, but again, his long game is really good. In any event, I tell you what I like to preach and teach is lateral move off the ball, lateral move back through the ball, in a wide arc. And he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't have a lot of lateral move one way or the other. He's old school. When I get him set to the beginning of the swing here, I'm going to put a little circle around his head, and there's not a lot of travel on this head throughout the back swing or the forward swing. Now, when it gets to the top here, I'm going to pause this for a second. I want to show you something. That's him at the top, and he's hitting, I think, a long iron here. I think it was last year's British Open, but he's hitting a long iron, and again, there's not much movement there at all. But I tell you what he does to make up for the lack of movement, and this is somewhat popular in today's swing mechanics. You're seeing, I see it with Foley students. I'm going to put a little line on the golf ball. Let's see where he started at. Now, as you can see, he doesn't have a lot of lateral movement off the ball, but what he does do is he presets his weight. I mean, right here's his center of gravity. Maybe not quite there. We're going to move it just a touch. As you can see, that's a long iron swing he's going to make, and his center of gravity is preset probably 5 inches behind the golf ball. So the reality is he's not dynamically moving his weight off the ball, but he's already statically moved his weight off the ball at the setup position. And again, a weight shift's a weight shift, no matter if you do it off the ball during the swing or preset it before the swing even starts. He's still shifting his weight. Now, what he doesn't do, let's get him down in here and impact real quick, is he's got some hang. And for those of you that know how I teach and what I know about a lot of the fundamentals nowadays is I call this hang, or the reverse C, or whatever you want to call it, but I see a lot of this in this swing. And again, that's old school. I mean, that's right out of Palmer, Nicklaus, the whole 9 yards. I don't like to see that much hang back on your right side, as I call it. And what happens when you have that situation is you have a lot of shoulder tilt. I mean, he's 26 degrees in impact with a long iron. Let's get him at setup position. It's different. All right, his shoulder position at setup is more at 16, and that's a big difference, I think, in my opinion, at impact with a long iron. But he's a high ball hitter. You know, he's not as I call it, a gouger. He doesn't compress and hit down on the ball a great deal like some of these other swingers out there today. Maybe Adam Scott's, he's a good example of it. He likes to compress and get more level through impact. Jason Day is, he kind of hangs back on his right side through impact and gets the club coming in fairly shallow. But again, I'm going to get into what he does extremely well. Let me bring up our other for him here, the down the line view. And here's what he does extremely well, and this is something you really can't do on your own. You got to have someone watching you constantly. And you know, you think back when Nicklaus and Palmer and Hogan and Snead were young kids, they didn't have what we have today. What you're looking at right now, this technology we're using, video camera and computer software and lines and images and still frames. They didn't have that opportunity. They had a watchful PGA professional eye looking at them, and for the most part did very well, obviously. But these young kids in today's age are spoiled, if you will, with the technology out there. And I'm going to show you something about Jason Day. His setup is damn near flawless. His lines, his toe line, his knee line, his bicep line, if you will, his shoulder line, they're all parallel to each other, and that's really good. Does that make a good golf shot? No, it doesn't, but it certainly helps to eliminate a lot of the unwasted, inefficient movement in your golf swing. And I want to show you something about Jason. Let's get into the top two. You can see his club shaft, if his hand wasn't in the way, obviously, is right down that target line too. I mean, his I'd say his club shaft is probably in that direction, damn near right on plane. Let's get rid of these lines for a second. I want to show you what he does extremely well. And when I teach the on-plane swing, arcs, shoulders, and shift, I try to get my students to keep the swing on plane. Now that's subject to interpretation on plane. I mean, you see all these swing gurus out there, and what is on plane and what isn't. The thing I like to see is his backswing arc, which you're looking at right there, and his forward swing arc, which you're looking at right there. Are they on plane? And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. Let's get him set up. I'm going to get him halfway back in the backswing such that his left arm is parallel to the ground, as you can see here, okay? We're going to use a little yellow line here. And I want to show you something. Here's the shaft. Now his shaft points right down their target line. That's good, folks. I mean, you look at the target line, that shaft, when his left arm is parallel to the ground, the club shaft is pointing directly at the target line. That's on plane. That's good. That's only half the battle, though. He's still got to finish his backswing and complete his forward swing up to impact. Now let's get him to the top. Now let's get him right back down, halfway down what you just saw, left arm parallel to the ground. Look where that club shaft is. It's on the exact mirror image of that backswing. I mean, that's as good as it gets, folks, in terms of that club staying on plane in terms of the backswing and forward swing. There's no inefficient movement there. When you have a swing that's this good on plane, you can swing as fast as you want, as hard as you want, and that club is rarely going to frequent from the plane it's on, which means that club head itself, let's get him going up to impact here. When that shaft is parallel to the ground, and I'm guessing that shaft right now is parallel to the ground, this club shaft, man, this is good stuff. This is the first time I had him on the operating table, folks, and he's got really good swing mechanics. I mean, that shaft is for the most part parallel to the target line, and those of you that understand hitting your parallels and what that term means, or what that phrase means, knows that this position right here is really good. I mean, that shaft is right down the target line. If I were to put Tiger Woods up here in the last couple of years, his shaft, even nowadays, probably more so, is ever so slightly more in this direction. And that's what Tiger's been trying to fix for the past 6 years. And it's only ever so slightly that much more by a few degrees, but a few degrees is a universe when it comes to hitting his golf ball straight. But again, let's get back to Jason Day here. His swing mechanics are really good. He keeps that club on plane as well as, if not better than most people on tour, notwithstanding maybe Jason Duffner. This kid here in front of you, his club shaft stays on plane, folks. It's really good. Again, what I like to see mostly, though, let's get him on the face-on view here, folks. Again, old school golf swing, in my opinion. He has a lot of hang back on his right side. But again, he's keeping the club on plane so well, it really doesn't matter. I mean, hell, he could hang back even more than that and still hit the ball fairly accurate, if not as accurate as he is now when his club is that much on plane. But again, doesn't have a lot of lateral move off the ball. He does have a really good swing plane back and through. I see a lot of reverse C here. I see these shoulders on a very huge incline, for my opinion, in long iron. But I don't want to say he gets away with it, but his swing is so good in terms of the plane that he hits a lot of quality golf shots. And again, if he stays healthy, and that's an if, his short game is good enough to win majors, folks. I would like to see him develop his short game more so. But again, You can't knock success, and I'm not sure, was he 26, 25, 27, 4 in the world, and I think he'll be number 1 within the next year and a half. Again, folks, my name's Patrick Damore at Patrick Damore Golf Instruction. Arcs, shoulders, shift. That's what I teach and preach. If you'd like to see your swing on the operating table, by all means, drop me an email. www.patrickdamoregolf.com is my website, and good luck.